I want to ask you about a part that the fans ask me a lot about in different questions and things like that. When you first got this job, what did the first couple weeks look like? Because
hell,
I know you're not only are you trying to figure out your recruiting class and sign them, you got to recruit your own roster.
You got to sign. You got to recruit staff.
Exactly, and the staff part is the major part. So take me through those couple weeks and what the days were looking like.
Well, we were in the top of the stadium.
Yeah.
In all the executive suites. The previous staff was coaching for a bowl game. They were down in the offices, so we were a satellite group, sometimes sleeping up there, a lot of pizza boxes, maybe a few empty beer cans. And we were hiring a staff, got some people in place right away, some trusted folks that got here about when I did. And it was really important. I just remember the diligence in hiring the folks we brought in, that they would be right for me, for our players, but also just as importantly for Virginia Tech. That they wanted to be here for the right reasons. Just like we're looking for in recruiting, that they identify with how we're going to do this. Yeah. They see it, they want it, they believe it. So the hiring process was, there was a lot of diligence there. And then trying to evaluate the recruiting class that was in place, the commitments, and trying to be fair to those kids and those families, kids that were enrolling in January. That maybe didn't fit exactly what we were looking for, making decisions to stick with them. Yeah. And then going out and flipping a few kids that maybe didn't choose Tech because it just wasn't what they were looking for. And now here's something different. Yeah. I don't know if it's better or not, but here's this is what Brent Pry under Virginia Tech's going to be about. And so we were able to turn some kids and filled out a pretty good class. And then the most important piece.
Real quick, you guys know I'm always on the go, and if it wasn't for Athletic Greens, I would never get the vitamins and nutrients I need every single day. It's as easy as one scoop, mix it, and I'm feeling fueled and hydrated and with the energy I need to bring you content like this. I truly love AG1, and now you guys can get some too by going to drinkag1.com/nextup for a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. That's drinkag1.com/nextup.
Was, meeting this roster and having those guys understand pretty quickly that we were going to be about them and that I needed them and I appreciated them and I'm going to earn their trust. And, there were some guys, some super seniors, that could have left, that decided to stick it out with us and provide us some great leadership, through a pretty tough transition. So it's a lot, and then you got wife and kids that are thinking about, where are we going to live? I need a home and schools and we had to buy a puppy for the daughters because the move, we had to put a Band-Aid on that and make them feel a little better. So we got a new puppy. It's a lot, but it's also very exciting. I mean, I remember every day. It was surreal to me. I mean, especially when I started sitting in my office, in Coach Beamer's office.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, I used to be intimidated to go in there. I had so much respect for him. And to be sitting at that desk and to pull up on this stadium, it's an every morning reminder of how blessed and fortunate I am to be here.
Yeah.
I've had tremendous respect for this place, for how they did it, for what they accomplished, for the men they were, the men they are, that, I'm just so proud to be the head coach here.
When you were going about putting that coaching staff together, and even now, as there's every offseason there's transition in coaching staffs. What are the things that you're looking for assistant coaches, for coordinators? What are the few things that make you say, this is the kind of person I want to lead our players?
Yeah, I think first is that they're in it for the right reasons. It's a little different nowadays, and it's not necessarily a knock, but I know how I came up. Small college ball, not enough money to make ends meet. Yeah. That's how my dad, 45 years in this business, you just have a love of the game. I got two brothers that played Division II ball at Bloom and East Stroud, and you do it because you love it.
Good old PA football, man.
My wife and I, we're maxing out credit cards till into our 40s, just trying to do it. And so you want guys that maybe have been through that and appreciate this game and appreciate the opportunity. And then, that want to be in Blacksburg, want to be at Virginia Tech. When we had our offensive line job open up this past season, after the season, we had 2 sitting Big Ten O-line coaches, 2 sitting SEC O-line coaches, and a sitting line coach in the ACC that wanted this job. And we hired Ron Crook from South Dakota, or North Dakota. Just his background in West Virginia and in our footprint and blue collar and a toughness and relatable and about people and family and all those things, are really high on my list. If you're not checking those boxes, it's going to be hard for me to do it. And to be honest, we did that a lot, under James. We hired the right people for us and for how we wanted to do it. And, and that was worked out pretty well for us.
Coach Crook recruited me. I forget where he was at in 2013.
He was at Stanford.
Stanford, that's right. Yeah, he just came in
he
here.
He kind of was a journeyman. There's not
everywhere.
many guys. He's got connections to all these places in West Virginia. That, my dad played at Marshall and then coached at West Virginia Tech. Crookie has ties there. Coached at West Liberty State. Crookie played there. Clarion. He spent time at Clarion. Maybe he recruited you when he was at Clarion.
Yeah, that's probably it. That was probably it. But I didn't answer the phone. But
so just a lot of cool stories, interlocking stuff. A bunch of old East Stroudsburg guys that I respect tremendously loved Crook. I mean, so it's stories like that. Elijah Brooks, a lot of the same things. Parents of players that he coached at DeMatha that I got to know well at Penn State and in the recruiting process that just thought so highly of him as a person and what he did for them and those and then again another guy that there's relationships in our footprint that are real and trusted and that the emphasis we've placed on recruiting and building relationships in a 5-6 hour radius, these guys can all touch that. They're all impactful in our footprint. Putting that staff together was, I'm very proud. I think we've got just tremendous people here. And we got a tall order, but we got the right people to do it with.